Welcome, everybody, to our final um, workshop for 2024. We really appreciate that you're joining us. We know it's a busy, busy time right now. And of course, we want to help you make it as busy as possible. So we're going to jump right in. Today's webinar series is around the value of images, pictures, and videos. I'm Kathryn Schifferle, and I'm the founder of Work Truck Solutions. Very happy to be here and very happy to welcome Tony Hull, who's the Fleet and Commercial Sales Manager at Heritage Ford in Corydon. Did I say that right?
Corydon, yep.
Very good. All right. Well, welcome, Tony. And typically what we do is we just start off with kind of a list of what are the top most important things, right? And why. You know, I think we all understand that telling a story, it gets us results better than just throwing out things, right? And we're going to talk about the right number of pictures and images, etc. We're going to talk a little bit about how to get attention, how to get social, and then we're going to talk a little bit about YouTube, which is also has many benefits to it. So a picture is worth 1,000 words, and normally I would have you all raise your hand if you are a visual learner, because there's 4 different ways that people learn. They learn from reading, they learn from listening, they learn from doing, and they learn from seeing. And a picture really is visual learners are probably the highest percentage. And by the way, you can be a little of more than one. So what did you find, Tony, when you first started showing, or did you launch your channel, or did you come in with a channel already launched, your site?
No, in fact, when I came in, our commercial department didn't even exist. So I had to grow everything from the ground up. And I came in contact with you guys about the same time I started doing that.
Oh, great.
Up at NTEA. And you guys had launched and were getting going. And so kind of started helping me with my business, and the tools that you guys have continuously added to your platform has really helped grow my business.
Well, good. I will tell you, when we started, by the way, this is our 12-year anniversary, not that we're bragging or anything, but the first dealer that we launched, he said that the pictures really helped customers be able to see what they wanted and to tell you exactly what they wanted, right? So it kind of gets them to that place quickly, and that's the goal. And then we always want to show you the most current stats. Today, the goldfish calculation, how long is the attention span of a goldfish, is 2.7 seconds, right? So if you're not given something visual that people identify that that's how it's going to help them with their life, with their world, with their goals, right, you lose them. That's
right. And that was one of the key things that we found, particularly starting up and having to train our retail picture takers, guys that wanted to show the features that are important to the commercial customer. And so what are the commercial key features that they want on that truck?
So you've gotten them pretty well trained now?
Got them pretty well trained now. So for us, if it's a dump truck, we show it in the dump position. If it's got drop sides, we show them with the sides down. Even with service bodies, we show the boxes open so they can see what the inside of the boxes look like. We also show the controllers, and then we show any other key features of the trucks that they may be looking for, like the hitches on the back, or if it has a spindle hook, the tow connectors, trailer brake controllers, those types of things. And so typically they're searching everybody's site because everyone's looking for what they want online these days. And by the time they get to me, one of the first things they say is that it looks like it's got everything I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's great. And we've done some research. I think probably in 25 we'll update this. It's been a year or two, but we found that when we did the research that there was kind of like a magic moment at 16 pictures-ish, where, that starts really, the last time we did it, it made 50% more engagement and leads because the pictures were at least 16 pictures. And that kind of attests to what you're saying, is that they get more engaged and you move them down the funnel more, like getting ready to make that purchase. And of course,
Right.
we're always better. Like,
And our rules here at Heritage is minimum of 15 pictures, but we typically have 30 or more
there you
photo
go.
per vehicle.
Good. Well, I love that you've trained your photographers, two of them, and made it important in the dealership that you're different, and that's what makes the margins better, the whole thing work, right?
Right.
And of course, here's an example of one of your vehicle detail pages, and I can see you do have quite a few pictures there. So that's fantastic. Oh, look at all those great pictures. Yeah, I see on the bottom there, you're showing all sorts of stuff. And, we're going to talk a little bit about walkarounds maybe at the end, but this is like a still frame walkaround, isn't it?
Right. And so we kind of try to take them on a journey with our
Mhm.
photos. We show them the full outside, 6 sides of the outside, so they kind of get a look at, driver, passenger, front, rear, and then a couple of corners.
Mhm.
And then we'll zero in on some features, show them some stuff on the inside, because for some reason, some customers are like really keen in on, is it cloth or vinyl? So they really want to see like seat material and things like that.
Yeah. And it just takes so much less time for them than to try and ask you questions or to, any of that, right? It's like, this is the one.
Right.
I found the one. Yeah. So you also kind of are very clear about how to look for what you're trying to help them find, right? So new versus used, your commercial center. You talk about Section 179. Of course, that's a big hot topic right now, of course, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I think, building that environment in which your customers recognize that you're the professionals, you're the ones that are there to help them and guide them, that's another part of visual education, right?
Right.
So we've got some really, I have to admit, I really love, first of all, I got to tell you guys, I started with Ford by publishing Ford Pros magazine back in 2007. And so I've watched the Ford commercial lineup grow over time, and it is the most impressive commercial lineup, in the universe. And so I always love it when you show customers that. You show them, like, you open their ideas. So one is you close them down, bring them down the funnel and let them see all the details. But the other is you let them see, what the opportunities are. Maybe they're thinking about something new too.
Mm-hmm.
So, videos can boost click-through rates. So we're going to talk a little bit about, how you think about videos and where you've gotten in that journey. These are just stats. 3 times the rate. 88% of the marketers that track this kind of stuff say that it helps users understand what the situation is, maybe understand the unique differentiators of your business. Brand awareness is really important, and of course, the bottom line, a lot of the search results, of course, come from. You get higher search results if there's some video involved in that. Are you guys able to do any video at this point?
We do. We have video. We have a tool that we use where we can create 360-degree videos that we can post on each vehicle. And that also, that same tool allows us to, if our customer request like additional detail on a certain feature of the vehicle, we can
Mhm.
go back out to that vehicle and create like a 1 minute video highlighting the features that he requested, highlighting that area and sending it to them via their text or email, whichever they prefer.
Uh-huh. Well, that's really smart. It's kind of like personalized videos then is what you're saying.
Right. So
That's really
we've got
exciting.
the standard videos, and then what we get interaction on some of those leads that come through. They'll say, can you give me more detail or feature in on this thing that I saw on the video? So the video is really helping as well.
Hmm. Do you find, I know that some of our upfit manufacturers have videos and we always include them on the vehicle detail page. Do you find that customers use those as well and look at the product videos from the manufacturers? Have you heard of that,
Some
or do people have that?
some of them do. I think to a lesser degree, though. A lot of those guys that they're pretty familiar with most of the upfitter products, at least the guys that have been buying trucks a while.
Uh-huh.
What I found, the folks that really want or make use of the videos are those out of state buyers, the ones
Yeah, that
that
makes
are,
sense.
yeah, they're either price shopping or they can't find what they
Right.
need in their local area, and so they'll make their search down to us.
Mm-hmm.
They'll find us, and they're really interested in a particular feature, and so the
Right.
videos for them are really come in handy. And the
Yeah.
tool that we have is so easy to just go back out, snap another targeted video to what they're inquiring about, and send them that to them via their preferred method of
Or,
contact, email, or text message.
cool. So, one of the things that we think about is, if you're doing the kind of great work that you do to merchandise, because that's around a particular product, a VIN, and then you're making sure that people can find that on your website. And of course, if on your upfitters site and on a national site and all of that, like Convoy. Oh, Steve, do you think now is the time to kind of give the people that came, I know we have light attendance right now, but you're the special people, the smart people. So I'm going to give you guys some secret information. Okay, ready? Tomorrow, keep your fingers crossed, you should go to fordpro.com, and you should go to the upfitter page, and you should click on the up. I'm trying to remember the exact words, but it's basically an inventory link. And your inventory, if you're on Work Truck Solutions, your inventory will be now available and visible on fordpro.com. Is that exciting?
Yeah. Any exposure to inventory is great.
I know, and national on your brand is probably the best in some ways. So, I guess I opened the door to that, Jim. Go ahead. Jump in and ask a quick question.
Yeah, the question would be that if the dealers are going to be able to have their inventory visible online, what about any inventory that might be already at upfitters or already at pool accounts?
Oh, Jim. So many of you guys are so smart and creative. Just so you know, that'll be the next thing. We're already working on that, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's smart. Let's shorten that. Let's pre-sell stuff. Why not, right, Jim? Let's pre-sell it. So now I'm back to the kind of where we are today, which is we think of it as an omni-channel approach, right? We think tier 3, tier 1, national marketplace, upfitter site. All of those are ways to find all the different customers that you could possibly want, that you all want to reach out. I'm going to tell you two more. Now you've got me started. I'm going to tell you two more that we just launched. There's a company called Veriforce, and Veriforce sits in between 700 big construction companies, like that do skyscrapers and bridges. Between them and 30,000 smaller construction companies that they use for subs, and they make sure they have workers' comp, insurance, and safety training. And they came to us and said the number one ask that they have is to also be able to find vehicles. So literally, last month or so, we launched a link to convoy.com, which all our dealers have all their inventory on that. We're starting to get some traffic in on vehicles from that. And the second one is a company called Routeway 360, and they sit in between the manufacturers of snack foods and the manufacturers of tools, who then have 45,000 independent operators of routes. And they had the same question. Could you help us start showing inventory on our platform to our customers? So when I talk about omni-channel, just so you guys know, our company is all about trying to find ways to get your inventory in front of more and more of the right buying customers. So, sorry, I kind of took us sideways on that.
Well, no, that's good info.
So, what's your social kind of strategy? You have some kind of a social thought?
We've got the standard socials. We've got Facebook. We've got Instagram. We don't do the TikToks yet, but Facebook, Instagram are the key ones, and we do some LinkedIn.
We can just hope that they get their stuff together more, and because why not? Why wouldn't it be LinkedIn? But they're just not there yet, honestly. Right,
they're not there yet, and so our Facebook page gets a lot of activity, and what we do there are kind of the key things. So some of the videos that we make aren't just still the video sitting in the parking lot. We do the on the road videos, and we've got one of our companies that partner with us. They set up cameras in the vehicle, and so they can record us. So there's not someone there holding a phone looking at us. There's actually cameras that are posted in the video, and we're all mic'd up. And so we're driving the vehicle. We're talking about, the field. We're talking about, the instantaneous acceleration, no diesel lag, those types of things. And we push a lot of those videos to our social media pages. And so it helps kind of immerse the potential buyer in the vehicle, and we'll show them some of the technology features, get the big screen, we'll show them the cameras in operation. Nice. All those types of things. And so that plays really well on the social media, and then customer testimonials, and then those pictures of the sales as well. And some of those are set to music and fun memes and things like that. So we get a lot of play that way. And then we also push a lot of our specials and inventory sales specials and things to social media as well. And we get a lot of play through there, in addition to just pushing our inventory there as well. Mostly, particularly our featured inventory.
And then do you use a blog to kind of feature some of the stuff that you're doing as well too, or have you thought of doing that?
So we were doing a blog a few years ago, but we don't do much of a blog anymore. But what I do send out to my customer base, I send out a spreadsheet that's got all my available inventory on it, broken down by inventory type. So pickup trucks, service bodies, cargo van, box truck, that sort of thing. And you get hits from that. They'll call and say, "Hey, do you still have that service body?" Or, "Yeah, I'm in the market for a pickup truck." So that email goes out, typically weekly, sometimes bi-weekly, depending on what I got going on. And it goes out to my existing customer base and any new customers that I sell to. And then that's on top of course, the 2-minute prospecting tool that we use within the Work Truck Solutions. But within that email, I can add a lot of, I get again, it's broken down by vehicle type, so they can go straight to the type of work vehicle that they need to get, the
Mhm.
basic features of it, what the current price is. And I also include stuff that's in production. So
Right.
if it's scheduled,
To Jim's point, right? Yeah.
or if it's in transit, so if it's available now, if it's in production by a certain date, if it's in transit, it's all on there. And I get a lot of pre-sales from that list.
Tony, I just wrote all that down, by the way, everyone. I just want to open the door. Anybody that ever has ideas of ways that we can help you, please let us know directly. And Tony, I just wrote down, but look, for us to look at finding a way to help you with making that as easy and as automatic and as simple as possible. Sounds like it's a phenomenal way to communicate, to your kind of, your book of business, right? You want to keep them in the loop.
Right.
That's
And it allows you to stay connected because
Mhm.
within that same email, I can throw in information about order bank dates and things
Mhm.
like that. So it doesn't become so much of a throwaway email. They kind of look forward to it because it's got some other information in there.
We have a kind of a add-on package for doing emails, but I really like how you've described it. I'm gonna have to go back and ask them how they're maximizing the help. I know that it has featured vehicles, but that's different than what you've described. That's really cool. How about locally? What do you do locally as far as engagement with your community?
So I'm a member of a few organizations here. The Southern Indiana Chamber of Commerce is called One Southern Indiana. So
Mhm.
I am a member of that, and so I go to a number of their events. Their commercial connections event in particular, and some of their other networking events, 5 o'clock network, and a few other things. I also sit in some of their economic development council meetings, so we kind of know what's going up and
Yeah.
partner with them on when they bring in potential investors and developers to the region. We supply them with 15 passenger vans, nice vans, so they can ferry those folks around. And then when they need to actually purchase things, or if other folks in the chamber or folks that they come across, new companies that are investing, need to buy vehicles, of course they send them my way.
Of course,
Uh,
maybe even some family vehicles.
we've gotten a lot of that.
Yes.
And we're so close to across the river is Louisville, and so I'm a part of the Louisville Chamber as well,
Ah,
Greater Louisville Inc. And so I go to all of those events and participate in all of those things. So I'm very busy in the evenings as well. In addition, I make the rounds to the customers, meet for lunches, coffees, or just the standard phone call, just say, "Hey, what's going on?" And then we have now gotten into mobile service. And so I reach out to my customers because some of their frustrations has been, they have to take a vehicle offline because it sits at dealership X waiting to get online and get serviced. And so I just coordinate what they need done, set up our mobile service van, and then we get it there and then follow up, make sure everything went well. And then that keeps them happy and it keeps them sticky to us.
you're like Superman to me, Tony, honestly. Um,
It's a lot, but I try. And then of course we do the standard, like we're getting ready to send out the Christmas cards and that sort of thing.
Yep.
And I also do some sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll sponsor some like a whole sponsor for a golf tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had an e-transit set up at some event, and
Mm-hmm.
I had another vehicle set up here or there, and a lot of good stuff where you pass out flyers and things, and you get to give your business cards out, and those folks eventually they'll need something and they call you maybe 6 months later, but you get those calls.
It's so good to hear. I often think about how important dealerships are in the community. And you just nailed it by describing how you work in the community, you are with people, they bring their business to you, you get known, and then it extends and kind of balloons or pyramids from there, right? More and more. Very
Right.
smart. I guess your dealership supports you pretty well, huh?
They've given me quite a lot of flexibility and autonomy, so it really helps. And you mentioned the personal business. I mean, a lot of uh, those customers that I work with, because they like the experience they get from me,
Yep.
their employees will come and buy vehicles from us year after year after
Yep.
year. And so
I'd love to capture that. It's hard when we're talking, we're always trying to talk up commercial in dealerships. You should do it. There's more than just high margins and this and that, the next thing, and new revenue. And now you've got all these new products and stuff. It's also like who you are. Like you're the community. Like, why
Right.
wouldn't you be helping the businesses? Okay, sorry, another one of my crazy passions. But I know we have to wrap up pretty quick, and unfortunately, I have a hard stop at the bottom of the hour. But Steve's going to stay on in case there are some questions. And do you use YouTube right now? Do you actually have a YouTube channel for your operation then?
We have a YouTube channel for the dealership that
Okay.
we do things on. I've had wanted to kind of break off and do one dedicated to commercial. I just haven't been able to break off the bandwidth to get that one done yet.
It takes a bit. It's not, even folks like Google don't quite understand how special commercial is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's who I should be working on next, right? I should be going to talk to them. But because Google loves Google, right? So
Right.
YouTube is important. The one that isn't part of this theme, because we're talking about visual and video and all that, is everybody should have their own Google business for their commercial business. And there's tricks on how to do that. You need to have your own address. So if you can get because the dealership is so big, if you can get a B on your address, or you can get a number, it's like the dealership is 3159, but it covers a whole bunch, and maybe you could get 58 or something like that. It means you can go and you can set up your own commercial Google business. And that's really worth doing. And then there's obviously some places there where you can embed video and pictures and stuff too. It took us a long time, but we finally were able to do that for Work Truck Solutions, which we didn't give up. Yes, we do, Jeff. And guess what? That's where we are. We are going to be, for 2025, planning more webinars, podcasts. We're going to be focusing more in Ford Pros Magazine. If everybody on this call doesn't subscribe to Ford Pros Magazine, please go to Commercial Vehicle Business Network, cvbnetwork.com. You can subscribe to the magazine, or you can even just put your email in here, and Steve will grab it and let you subscribe. We're going to be building a lot of things, because guess what? Now that we've launched, in the middle of launching the Tier 1 site, we are holding hands with Ford Pro. And we are going to be doing a lot of stuff to, as much as we can, to continue to help you guys share successes, talk about problems, and really kind of take it to the next level in 25. So, Tony, I have to tell you, it's been so great to have you talk about what you've achieved and what your dealership should be very proud of that. And I appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
No, thanks. This has been great, and like I said, you guys have been with me since I started, and the tools that you continuously add have done nothing but help us grow our business. So much appreciated.
Anytime you got ideas, everybody, we are big ears. We always know, just like everybody that's a salesperson, right? 2 ears, 1 mouth, right?
Yep.
Although obviously I talk a lot. So
Well, that's the other
Tony,
thing I
Tony.
appreciate. You guys are receptive to feedback. So you've done some things that have really helped us out. So
that's great to hear. You guys can stay on and chat.
Tony, great job. This is Mark in California. Really, really great listening to you.
hey, Mark, I appreciate that. I think you got a lot better weather out there than I do here, though.
I used to travel southern Indiana where you were a long time ago with Ford Motor Company. So that was my first territory. So
Oh,
it's
so you
good to hear a
you
little
know
bit
how it
yeah.
is this time of year. Yeah.
down to Bloomington and, parts south and west to Terre Haute. So anyway, but no, all the things you're working on and doing are really impressive. So keep up the great work. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm always open for great ideas from pros like you guys.
I will second that, Tony. Thanks so much for sharing all that you're doing and some of your expert tips and tricks. And for everybody that's still on, we will send a follow-up email out that will have the recording as well as the slide deck if you would like it. So be on the lookout for that the next few days as well.
Yeah. And if anybody's has a need for any model year 23 low roof 1-ton all-wheel drive cargo vans, come see me. I can make a good deal on them for you. Some of them even have AC in the rear.